Hal, I absolutely adore you. I've never met a man more caring, more sensitive and kind than you. You're more than I could have ever asked for. And I've been waiting for this moment for a very long time. I know that most people don't get you, but I do. And that makes me the luckiest person in this world. Because of how you treat me, I've become somebody that I love to be. You're so smart and so fun and outgoing. Ever since day one, your contagious energy has lifted me from some of the most darkest and challenging times. You've single-handedly shown me that my strength, my courage, even my capacity to forgive and grow far exceeded my own expectations. And as long as I'm with you, no one can take that away from me. So today, I'm yours. I promise that as we move through life together and come across challenges, I will fight as hard as you have to keep us afloat. I promise that on days you mess up, I will treat you with the same unwavering patience that you have always shown me. And that on days that I mess up, I will exercise the same humility I've seen in you. I promise that when you are down, I will breathe the same hope into me as you have already done for me so many times. I promise to always appreciate even the small things you do for me. And I promise I will always strive to be a better partner, friend, and wife. Hal, you are amazing. And you deserve nothing less than that. Truly, you inspire me, and I love you.
Chelsea's a much better public speaker than me, so you'll have to apologize. I'll have to apologize in advance. Chelsea, I'm not sure where to start. 4 years ago, we sat next to one another for the first time, and we became friends. Today, we stand next to one another for the first time as husband and wife. We've come a long way since studying for exams and endless hours of internships, but I feel more in love with you now than I ever have. You make me strong. You're my greatest advocate, and you've always believed in me. Together, we're an army of two, and after surviving pharmacy school, 2 motorcycle wrecks, my mid-20s, and moving all the way across the country, I know that anything is possible with you. You're incredibly understanding, immensely forgiving, and so very appreciative. There is no one in the world like you. Chelsea, I have shown you all of my weaknesses, but you still think that I'm strong. You've seen firsthand my flaws, but you still say I'm perfect. Had you not tutored me, I would have certainly failed out of pharmacy school, but you still say that I'm the smart one. You know, you always say that being together is just so easy, but I couldn't disagree more. Being with you is a challenge. It's a challenge to be a better person. It's a challenge to be a better man. And with this ring today, a challenge to be a better husband. So that one day, may you challenge me to be a better father. I love you.
I love you.
Anyway, thank you all so much. How amazing does Chelsea look? I mean, for real. And now applaud for Hal, because he wants to feel up special. You two look great, and we're so happy for you. You know, I don't know, most people probably know this by now, but Hal is my brother. We've been hanging out since, like, I don't know, day one. So, but yeah, so recently, Hal's been moving. They've been packing up. They're in Seattle, and during all of that time, I've been like frantically like yelling at Hal, being like, "Find this thing, find this certain thing." And there was a video game. This is really a dork moment, but there was a video game that Hal and I used to play that, I don't know, Legend of Zelda, whatever, dorks. And I was like, "You need to find this for me. You need to find this." And he couldn't come through. And I was like, okay, well, that doesn't really make sense, but whatever. I'm gonna put my drink down. Anyway, so I don't know why I was so upset, and I kept like trying to like go through my memory, like, why do I really care about this? Like, this is so like not like me. I don't really care about, like old games from the 90s. So, as I was going through it, I actually was going through my own stuff. I've also, my family and I've been moving, and I've been seeing all these old like birthday letters and stuff like that. And it was in every single one that Hal would send me, it was always something about render it, like back in our N64 days when we would play those. Like, it was so like dorky and so minute, like I never even thought it would, I didn't understand it. And I kept going through it, and like each and every birthday card, had something about that on there. And it just kind of like dawned on me that, like some of the best times of my entire life was always spent with Hal and our other brother Hank, and occasionally our cousin Reed, although he was, never really helpful. He just kind of sat there. So like, we would strategize and we would like work together for the first time, like the only time, on these stupid little games. And it was like the most fun thing that we did. And it was a journey. Like a lot of what, and obviously in everything in life, it's about the journey, it's about what goes on. And, it really makes me sad sometimes because, Hal and I we're so far away, we don't get to see each other as much, but it was really special because, I realized that he now gets to go on a new journey, and he gets to do that with somebody so perfect for him, literally designed out of a box, it looks like, for hhim, because nobody can deal with him. I mean, are you serious? Have you been around him for an hour? It's crazy. And with that, like, everything just kind of dawned on me, and in the end of the day, I just hope you both are ready, and you both know, and you're both ready to strategize and get your Zelda books out, because I couldn't find the original because it's long gone. And it's okay, because those are memories, those are the past, but something for you too, to now go on your own journey. I got it. I can't give it to you, because if I do, I'd lift the mic up. I love you both. That was an elongated speech for really nothing, but I want you both to know I'm excited for you both, and we love you.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Brianna. I'm Chelsea's best friend. I've actually gotten to experience a lot of this journey with Chelsea. We've been friends since before her and Hal were together. I got to see their relationship really blossom from the very beginning. And I can honestly say that there are no two people in the world who are more perfect for each other than the two of you. And sorry. This is a really, really special night for me, and I'm so excited to share this with you guys. Chelsea is one of the most loyal friends. She's so kind-hearted. She goes out of her way to do things for you that she really doesn't have to do, but it makes a difference to you, something that is really important. And it's just the smallest things. But I know she does the same thing for Hal, and Hal does the same thing for her. And when I see Hal look at Chelsea, I know that he's going to take care of her the way I want her to be taken care of for the rest of her life. And don't cry. Don't do it. So I just want to say thank you guys for having me be a part of this. This has been beautiful. You've done a great job, Chelsea. And I'm just so excited for you guys to keep finding new adventures to go on together. And that's kind of been the big thing that I've noticed with your relationship. You're always doing something new, something special, and that's what really brings you guys together and bonds you. So don't lose that. Keep taking adventures, keep taking risks, and do everything that you guys dream of, and do it together. Thank you guys. Love you.
Chelsea asked me to do a reading tonight, and I said, okay, I can do a reading. I'll do a little bit more. So I'm going to do a couple of readings. I'm going to start off, actually, with, I got this from the wedding website, and actually, Chelsea wrote this. So I'd start off with this one. It says, some might think that we are an odd pair at first, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. Early on in our relationship, we realized a huge factor that plays into our compatibility at home. When Hal was young, his mother taught him to be very respectful towards women. When I lived with my father, I got a different experience and learned firsthand how to appreciate men. Well, when I lived with Chelsea, I got a different experience, and I learned firsthand how to appreciate a teenage daughter. So I'm going to share some of the stories with you. Right after Jocelyn went to California, I was talking with one of my buddies, probably at this bar we used to go to, and he asked me, he said, is Chelsea moving out to California? And I was all nonchalant. I was like, nah, she's staying here with me in Paducah. I can't remember exactly what he said, but the gist of it was, okay, buddy, but I don't think you really understand what you're getting into. I was all cocky and said, hey, man, I could raise 10 kids like Chelsea, no problem. Well, this one Chelsea damn near killed me. Those years were the hardest but most fulfilling time of my life. So early on, I realized this teenager thing was going to require a bit of management. And one of the first things I did was I took Chelsea, she had this old easel with a chalkboard, you know, and I wrote down the house rules. So the house rules were no smoking, drinking, smoking dope in the house or in the grounds. Get lost time is whenever it was time for everybody to go home. It was different for like a school night or weekend or whatever. And then the other one, the last one was, if I don't know you, introduce yourself, shake my hand, and look me in the eye. And with I wrote it real big letters, all caps, you know, so I got this big I. So anyway, of course, all these rules were broken over and over and over and over and over again. But here's a little story about the rules that I love. One day, I came home from work, all beat down and tired. You know, I was in my work coveralls. Lydia calls them my onesie. But anyway, the house is crawling with all these lazy teenagers just lounging around everywhere. So I retreated into the kitchen, you know, to get some relief, maybe get a little something to eat. And I just bump into this gigantic teenager. I mean, this guy's like an NFL lineman, you know. And he looks down, looks me in the eye, shakes my hand and says, hi, I'm Pete. So that was kind of funny. But okay, you can't be a parent of a teenage daughter without suffering from some mental illness. And fortunately, effective medication is out there and available, and a lot of y'all are pharmacists, you know that. Well, my medicine was beer. I did my best parental work after a couple of beers. It really allowed me to remain calm and not get so angry and or emotional and just blurt out whatever I was thinking that I needed to say. So one time, Chelsea came home, you know, and she was all defiant, moody, and mopey. I guess I started, you know, giving her some instructions about something, and, you know, maybe she told me to go to hell or whatever, who knows. Anyway, I said something like, we got to live together. It can be either peaceful or we can go to war. And I guess, you know, she probably rolled her eyes, ran up to her room and slammed the door. But let's see what I wrote here. Oh, yeah, okay, so a few years later, she went to college, you know, and she had this English class, and she had written these papers about, you know, just English papers. And in that one of these papers, she described that same event. And she said, what'd she say? She said right there, she decided that we should live peacefully. I was thinking we were at war. Okay, back to the readings. This is kind of the history of our little readings. One day when Chelsea and I were at peace or at war or whatever, I was talking to my mom, and she was like, honey, what do y'all eat? And I said, Mom, I'm busy. Chelsea, she goes to work after school. I don't know what we eat. I have no idea. And she said, well, you need to sit down with Chelsea, and y'all pick a day, one day a week, and you guys make a meal, and you sit down and you eat it. So I talked to Chelsea about that, and she said, okay. And so I said, all right, here's the deal. You can bring any of your friends, if they want to come. That's fine. I'll bring any of my friends. So we started having this we called it supper club, man, and we would make these big fine meals, and we'd all sit down and eat, and, so I was always drinking beer, and I kind of let the no drinking part of the first rule slide, and those kids, they were all drinking beer, and it was cool. There was never a problem. Nobody ever got out of hand. But I guess at some point I was reading a book or something, and I came across this passage, and I just said, hey, I want to read this for y'all. And it was, just weird stuff, but that I thought was good. So anyway, I got a reading here that I found. I don't think Chelsea's heard this, but I was talking to the bridesmaids today, and I'm going to dedicate this reading to T. Is T here? Okay, all right, here's the reading. Then they all seated themselves around a high soup tureen, whence came the odor of cabbage. In spite of alarm, the supper was gay. The cider was good, the beverage Luizo and the good sisters took as a means of economy. The others called for wine. Cornudet demanded beer. He had a special fashion of uncorking the bottle, making froth on the liquid, carefully filling the glass, and then holding it before the light to better appreciate the color. When he drank, his great beard, which still kept some of the foam of his beloved beverage, seemed to tremble with tenderness. His eyes were squinted in order not to lose sight of his tipple, and he had the unique air of fulfilling the function for which he was born. One would say that there was in his mind a meeting like that of affinities between the two great passions that occupied his life, pale ale and revolutions, and assuredly he could not taste the one without thinking of the other. So I just love that little reading right there. So I got one more reading. It's a short one, and it's for Chelsea. I can do it by memory. Busy, busy, busy little squirrel, running, running, jumping in a dizzy world, stopping now and then to eat a tasty little acorn treat. Busy, 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 busy little squirrel. Thank you.